How do you do, buckaroos? So I don't exactly have another pet duet for you all today, but I do have a cool little critter that I want to talk to you about. So this is a hummingbird. I was actually getting ready to do a pet duet when I walked into my apartment hallway and seen this guy was caught there. He seemed very depleted. He was actually way too easy to catch. And so I actually had some leftover nectar pods that I knew I'd be able to give to him. It's ideal for birds, fruiting mammals, and dead geckos. That's what I had them left over from, was some geckos I was housing. So we're getting ready to go ahead and release this guy. He's not going to be here for the whole video. Obviously, you're just going to come on with me to let him out. He has been feeding a little bit on the nectar. And I want to go ahead and get this guy released. I don't know if you can see him down here. He keeps going back to the nectar a little bit. But he is now obviously ready to go. This is the most active I've seen him. So let's go release him real quick. And then we can talk a little bit about hummingbirds.
Are you ready, little buddy? There you go. I can't even see him on camera. He's gone. You're like, goodbye.
So what I had meant to say in that last clip was you can't even see him on camera, he's gone. I know that's not what came out of my mouth, but that's what I had meant to say. So I just wanted to kind of clarify on what did she just say? Anyways, obviously it's a few days later. Some things came up, I had to take the snake back to the shop and everything, so I ended up not being able to finish the video that I had started. But a little bit of backstory on how I came about actually getting our little girl. It was actually a female, ruby-throated hummingbird. I kept calling her a him, but it actually was a female. Anyways, a little bit of backstory. So what had happened was I had come home, had set all this stuff up, a little corner studio here to do a pet duet with a milk snake. And when I was coming up the stairs to my apartment, I seen a little hummingbird in like the foyer area. So before I actually went into my apartment, but into the foyer area to go up the stairs, there was this hummingbird. So I dropped all my stuff and immediately came inside my apartment and started looking for something I could, gently capture this hummingbird in, because hummingbirds weigh an average of about 5 grams. So imagine a piece of paper, holding a piece of paper. That's the average weight of a hummingbird. So because of that, I was extremely nervous on actually physically capturing it with my hands, which I was fairly certain I could do. This little hummingbird was far too easy to catch. So what I actually ended up using, just offhand, very quickly, was one of the things that you keep cakes in to be able to capture the hummingbird. And that's what I did, and then brought it inside my apartment because I was like, I need to get some sugar water or something in this hummingbird before I release it because it was far too easy to catch. So I did that, and I realized, I literally thought to myself, it's not like I had nectar laying around, when I realized I actually did. It's amazing when you work with animals, the things you realize you keep in your house, or that you have left over. Like I had these left over from some geckos I was housing, like I think I stated in one of the earlier clips. So then from there, I ended up giving it some nectar. So after 2-3 minutes of what you've seen of the hummingbird feeding, I then filmed the video at the very beginning of this, and we released her. So here's some fun facts about hummingbirds. There are actually about 300 different species of hummingbird in the world. They are the smallest species of bird in the world, and one of the only species of bird in the world that is capable of flying backwards and upside down, which fascinates me to the fullest extent of fascination. Another thing which is really cool about them is they have the average heart rate of 1,200 beats per minute while flying, and that drops down to about 250 beats per minute when they're at rest, and they actually go into a state of hibernation when they're sleeping called torpor, if I'm saying it correctly. I might not be saying it or pronouncing it correctly, but basically what it is they go into a state of basically hibernation. They can drop their temperature 50 degrees. Their average body temperature is between 102 to 104 degrees, and they can drop that 50 degrees in this state. Most people actually think that they are dead when they're like that because they can actually be sleeping upside down, and they're normally in this state for about 20 minutes to an hour. That fascinates me, and just nature is weird sometimes, but it's so cool. So they also can visit about 1,000 flowers in a day. And what they do is they're collecting nectar for the sugar. They can convert the sugar into carbohydrates that they use for energy. So they can actually visit over 1,000 flowers a day, which is, once again, absolutely crazy to me for a bird this size, you know. Anyways, those are just some fun facts. I think they're really cool. I love hummingbirds. I'm sure you do too, especially when you're able to actually see them, because once again, they're so fast. Sometimes you don't even get to see them. You just see something out of the corner of your eye, and you're not even sure if you've actually seen a hummingbird or not. But if you all have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to me or anybody at Green Tree Pet Center. Obviously, we don't carry hummingbirds as pets at Green Tree Pet Center, but we do carry these really cool nectar pods if you're interested. But anyways, I just thought it was a fun video to show you guys that I just happened to fall into. So if you all have any questions, just reach out to us and we'll be happy to help. Bye guys.